So when the most awesome, awful tragedy happens, according to what Leighton just said, it's according to God's sovereign will.
No, that's not what you're not understanding. What's according to God's sovereign will is that the person is free to make that choice of that heinous evil thing. Okay, so he's being permitted. Which, by the way, Calvin, the namesake of your systematic, says the word permission is a vain refuge for the childish, a word created, that we shouldn't say that, God permitted the mass to kill the man on the ship, but we should say God killed the man with a mass. Calvin himself was very, very clear with affirming the fact and concept that you can't use the word permit, because what are you permitting if not the free agency of man? And so what Tim is having problems with philosophically is that permission in his mind is the same as determinism. For God to permit something that he knows going to come to pass is the same in his mind as determining that thing to come to pass. But no philosophical scholar ever says that. Okay, that is completely irrational, and it's not philosophically sound. It doesn't stand up to logic. And that's what I keep pointing out, is that this is the reason people who actually study philosophy don't side with determinists, because they see the irrationality and the untenable nature of this kind of conclusion.
What's the difference between that and determinism? It's very small at all. That God sovereignly allowed evil to happen. The most awesome, horrible, horrific act, God sovereignly allowed that to happen. What's the difference? I don't know.
Big difference. God doesn't cause that evil. He allows it, and then he has a plan for redemption. He has a plan to punish the perpetrators of such evil things. So his justice will be completely demonstrated through his wrath upon the injustice of things that he hasn't determined, by the way, but that other people have determined. He's redeeming, not his own determinations. In other words, he's not bringing justice against people he's determined to be unjust. He's bringing justice against people who are responsible and able to respond and do otherwise. And he's redeeming, not his own determinations, but he's redeeming the evil and the bad suffering in such a way as to bring about his good purposes and his pleasure, even through pain, evil, and suffering. That's the difference with the distinction. And I am baffled as to how somebody can't see the difference between those two perspectives.